Tell me a joke.
Man, I said nobody get by without their joke.
Never.
I got you. We're gonna cross the threshold. So,
Okay.
Why did the Scarecrow win an award? Why did the Scarecrow win an award?
I don't know why.
Because he was outstanding in his field.
It would be corny with you.
We know what the people want, man. We know what the people really want.
All right, my turn. I got one for you. Let's see if I can remember this right. Why did Cinderella get kicked out of the soccer dance? I mean, why did Cinderella get kicked off the soccer team?
She wore the wrong shoes?
No, she kept running from the ball. I messed that one up. So, I have a question that I'm giving to everybody because we all have a pet peeve.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That thing that grates our nerves, that pedestal we like to stand on and preach about. What is your pet peeve, sir?
Man, it has become litter. Like it is literally become litter. And so like see somebody roll down their window, throw a bunch of trash out on the ground. Tough to look at, man. It's tough because, like I said, I spend a lot of time cleaning up in the community, like picking up trash. We do cleanup days, and it's all such a waste of time and energy because, like I said, everybody going to a gas station, everybody got a trash can at the house. If you live in the city of Birmingham, we gave everybody a trash can here, so throw it away when you get home. Throw it away at the gas station.
Yeah.
We spend 7 figures cleaning up trash every year.
So, as it relates to trash, how in man hours, right? How much do you invest and your office invest in the cleanup efforts? Like how much organization goes on right there?
It's a lot. So my team would probably give you a different perspective on it, but they get tired of having to. Well, we do about 2 a month, and so office team, we work with Black Warrior Riverkeeper, and they help us coordinate them. And so we do about 2 a month. We got a lot of partners. People come out and chip in 2 hours here, every few months. But
how many people we talking about?
Yeah, we'll do at least on a cleanup. We'll have anywhere from 10 to 50, just depending on what's going on. We've had the whole UAB football team. We've had whole Sanford sororities come out. We've had these big groups. But, we make
how fast does it get messed up?
Man, it gets better. And so one thing we do is we weigh the trash after every time. I think our biggest year was about 7,500 pounds of litter removed. But each time we go back to a location, it gets a little bit less. And so it's only like most people, if there's no litter, they're not going to be the first one.
Right.
We got a few, party starters they don't mind
getting the party started. Yeah.
But like if it's some trash out, you got a lot of people that add to it.
Right.
And so, but we've seen some improvement in the behavior, but it's frustrating. We put a lot of time into it because that is a top concern in my area. But it's a headache, man. We spend a lot of money just picking up litter because people are just throwing it out. I mean, there's no real benefit. I guess your car gets cleaner 30 seconds quicker. That can was, going to explode any minute now. So
right.
Had to get it out your car. So it's frustrating. So but we do the work on it. We're improving it. We're seeing some improvement. We're doing some programs, kind of empower the community. We started a litter champion program where we find folks in the community. We get them all the equipment they need to, adopt the block, so to speak. And, we just get buy-in. We get in their schools, kind of teaching the kids why they shouldn't litter and getting good feedback there. So we try and turn it into the Buckle Up campaign. If you remember, I know when I was growing up, that was when kind of seat belts were on the newish end. Everybody, it was optional. And so they hammered it in us in elementary school, buckle up, buckle up, buckle up.
Right.
So anytime we got in the car, somebody didn't put their seatbelt on. It was before the little ding, 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 ding drove you crazy. It was the kids in the back driving you crazy.
That's right.
So everybody buckled up. So we want to get the same thing, man. Mama throw that can out the window, you stop her, you yell, say something, stop her. But now, we have them screaming, don't litter.
Yeah.
Somebody about to roll down that window, throw something out, scream, don't litter.
Yeah.
So we want folks to get, so we trying to get it in them early so they don't carry that behavior forward, because it is a waste of, that money could go into a lot of better things than cleaning up after folks just throwing trash out. But that's my soapbox, my pet peeve.
That's your soapbox issue for the day.
I'm getting better.
All right, my second question for today is, with the elections coming up this year, rolling out your campaign, it would be a great time to talk about those things that you're most proud of while you've been in office.
Well, I'd say I got a few things that really come to mind. I think one, just being responsive to what people want in the community. And so getting roads paved, kind of establishing a consistent plan to pave roads, putting in anywhere from $10 to $15 million every single year that I've been in office in the road paving. Because like I said, in order to have good quality road maintenance program, you have to put the money in every year. Mm-hmm. If you skip years, you can't do 2 years worth of work in 1 year. And so you got to do it every year. You want to be on about an 8 to 10-ish year plan on road getting attention at least once in that cycle. And so made a lot of progress in that space. So now we've got more roads in the community that are paved than are not paved. And so there's very few really bad roads left in the district. So that's been big. I think, one thing recently we reprinted A.G. Gadsden's autobiography, Green Power. And so that was really special. I think he has a story that's special because it's inspirational. It doesn't matter who you are. I think his story can resonate with you because he's just a guy. He started from literally a little bit below nothing is.
Right.
And was able to really achieve so much, build businesses, change lives. But to get to hear his story and see that, and then also see it through the lens of the civil rights that was going on here in Birmingham with Martin Luther King Jr., Reverend Shuttlesworth, and everything that was happening right here in the city. There's just so many overlapping storylines, and I think kind of history has been really kind to him and his story, and being able to really see what he was standing for, what he was trying to push, and the need for the community to have its own businesses and have its own people that are giving back and helping to build the vision going forward. And so that book you couldn't get it. I had read Black Titan, and I said I was going to get Green Power, and it was on my list. And once I got to getting ready to get it, I was going to order it. Couldn't find it anywhere. Saw a copy on Amazon for about $6,000. I was like, what is going
right.
Is it this good? I was like, so I went around trying to find it, just couldn't find it. And so I got the idea man, we need to figure out how to reprint it. So I don't know anything about reprinting books, but to see who was playing it, I reached out to Director McFadden over at the Boys and Girls Club and bounced the idea off him. He liked it. And so we set aside some funds to do that. And so the beauty of it is we print about 5,000 copies. All the proceeds go to the Boys and Girls Club. They can reprint that book over and over and over again, and just gives them a new revenue stream. But more importantly, it makes sure that the story continues to be told, that people have access to that and can understand what happened in Birmingham to get us to where we are today, the sacrifices people made, the work people put in, and we want to make sure that lasts. And lastly, I'm really, really proud of is Huffman Ballpark. We were able to allocate $1 million in ARPA dollars, $1 million in ARPA funds to the youth sports ballpark. I grew up playing at Huffman, and I would literally be there 5 days a week, like minimum, 3/4 of the year playing baseball, playing football, and just learn so many lessons out there: teamwork, how to be resilient, just hard work, and so there's so much sports can teach that, it's hard to compile all those life lessons into any other single space. And so just, the need to ensure that space can go another 30 years and make sure that they have the lights they need, that they have the quality of facility that they need. They shouldn't come to the park in their community and it be completely worse off than some of the other parks they go play in. And so, that's a parent-run organization out there, and so, they need the support. And so we've been able to kind of come in and plug in and bring some much-needed resources and support. If they need help with, writing bylaws, we connect them with, with somebody that does that in that space. They need some parliamentarian help, we do that, accounting help. So we just get them connected, make sure that they are built to last another 30 plus years, and then another little kid can come along and take it from there. But it's unique because I was that kid out there running around playing baseball. They all look the same at that age. Had opportunity to be in a position to make sure that the park is there for the kids coming up now, because we need those spaces for the young people. They need to be able to have somewhere to grow, learn those lessons, be challenged in a safe environment, learn how to take constructive criticism, learn how to go out and work on something you're not good at and get better. And so be able to understand you don't have to be good at everything today, but you need to see what you need to work on and commit to doing it. And that's a process you can repeat over and over and over again the rest of your life, and to get to success. And so I'm excited about those things. I mean, just being responsive to residents. What do y'all want me to work on has been a priority, but something like Green Power and then Huffman Ballpark, those are really special, very, very rare opportunities. And so I'm just fortunate to have been in a position to make an impact.
Before I let you move on from them, I'd like for you to dig a little deeper as it relates to Green Power, especially in this day and age where DE&I is being challenged, our course curriculum is challenged. I actually love to see the city and our churches and nonprofit organizations coming together to make sure that our history is strong.
Yeah.
All right, go ahead.
No, I think that's a good question. I think it's really important to have that collective goal setting, to work together to achieve things. I think is, you don't have to be hyper responsive to everything, but understanding, what people think of you is important. And if I'm in the room, the baseline shouldn't be I'm here because I'm black or I got opportunity that I didn't deserve. And so I think that is where people will take that narrative of DEI and try to twist it to say if you're black, if you're a woman, if you're a minority of any kind, that there's no way that you could have earned the right to be here. That the baseline assumption is that you were given an opportunity that you didn't earn. And so that's dangerous. I think we have to look back at the creation of barriers to entry and why people want to do that. Why are people trying to make it harder for certain people to access these opportunities? I think at the end of the day, you have a consistent set of metrics to measure people's performance, and you grade people off that. At the end of the day, are they doing their job as to what's expected? Are they doing their job in line as compared to their peers? I think, unfortunately, a lot of this is dog whistle type stuff. Like half the time, the people parroting and pushing this stuff don't truly believe it, but it's used to put other folks at a disadvantage, and that's dangerous. And I think it's important to, work to create opportunities in your own community. You can kind of see how quickly things can be taken away, and a sense of what we all thought was fairness and a baseline or decorum things can change, and so you have to be able to adjust quickly and make sure that you are putting your community in a good place to be successful. And so we look at that through the lens of young people. What are the opportunities that are available to them? What skills do they need to develop to be in a position to take advantage of them? Because we don't want to create a group of young people who just look at the situation as helpless. Like, what skills do you need to develop? What work do you need to do? What connectivity and partnerships do we need to work together to achieve? But what are action items? Like, we're not, you can't ever quit. And so just because things change, it's frustrating. Because like I said, at the end of the day, I feel like, everybody has value. At the end of the day, I don't feel like if you have the skill set to do a thing, you should have an opportunity, and you should have the same access that anybody else has. And so that's the community that we want to live in, and so we have to build it. It's just important to make sure that they feel valued and they see people investing in them. A lot of times, just somebody caring, investing in young people has a tremendous impact on them, their own self-belief. Because at the end of the day, children aren't really born believing in themselves, so to speak. They grow their confidence from how people around them see them.
Right.
And so if I'm talking to a 5-year-old, 4-year-old, and I'm saying, hey, you're doing this great, man. You need to work on this, this, and this. You're doing a great job with this. And they can see themselves get better at it. That's value that they can take and build their own confidence. And so at the end of the day, that's what's really important. But no, I mean, I think we've all seen, whether you watch sports at the highest level, you see people win the Super Bowl. But every time somebody wins that Super Bowl, somebody lost it. And at the same time, learning how to pick yourself up from disappointment early is important. Like, learning how to overcome that, learning how to pull those lessons from those losses or challenges or shortfalls, because nobody wins every time. And so how do you respond to that? How do you respond to, and that's what we talk about, resilience. And so that's just the ability to shake it off, identify what you need to do better, and continue to work. And those are the lessons that we want everybody exhibiting in life. Because a lot of times we see, just to bring that out into society, people don't know how to deal with falling short or not getting what they want or losing. And when people tank, it's one thing for a child to quit and tank. It's another thing for an adult to tank. And so, you have people that didn't develop that resilience, and so they're trying to do it on the fly as an adult. And you got responsibilities, and you got kids depending on you. And if you don't come through for those kids, now you're starting a cycle that ultimately shows itself in some of the negative things in our community today.
Man, you are the perfect example of what we're talking about and what the commercials talk about, right? You were a what?
Yeah.
A college football player that ended up being a city councilman, something other than a pro football player.
Yep. No, but I mean, it's just that work ethic, that ability to dedicate yourself every day to getting better. And so just sports, you watching, March Madness is going on now. You're watching guys go out there and compete at a high level, play in front of the whole world watching. But, what you don't see is, they dedicate 12 months of their life to a 3 or 4 month season. And so they work for 8 months to get the chance to play in front of everybody, to get those chances to showcase their talent. And so the lessons that they're learning, the discipline of getting up early, of discipline of like eating right, of doing the workouts, of, they got to go to class, of being coached. Because one of the things we see people struggle with is you can't take constructive criticism. If I'd say, hey man, your shirt, you need to fix your buttons, or you pull your pants up. Like, people can't take any kind of like constructive criticism. Right. And so sports taught me to like hear what was being told to me, because people were literally telling you how you can be better. Like they're literally telling you, if you do this, you'll be better. And so if you can listen to what they're saying without getting caught up in how it's said, because I don't think I've ever had a coach, and my dad was one of my coaches early on, but I never had a coach that said, Clinton, if you wouldn't mind, just making sure you follow through when you throw. You have a lot more power on it. It didn't work like that.
Right.
So it was like, beep, beep, beep. And so if you get so caught up in the packaging that you can't see the value of what's being presented to you, because it gets better. And you look at the greats, whether it be Jordan, whether it be like a Tom Brady or somebody like that, they literally practiced, and then they watched the video of themselves practicing to see if they could see themselves do anything wrong, see if there was anything they could do to get a little bit better. And they would have other people watch to see if they could do anything better. And that's just kind of what, it makes you comfortable being corrected.
Right.
Because there's a lot of stuff, I'm in a space, city council, I've learned a lot. We've got a lot done, being very effective, but there's people that know 100 times more about politics, about government than I do. And so if I'm not someone that can ever listen, you have to listen and learn, and you got to go study. But you got to be open to understanding that you don't know everything and being comfortable being coached. And so that's one thing where sports, you're definitely going to learn how to hear what someone's saying regardless of how they say it.
You are you're closing each little segment with a perfect segue to the next. Funny, you're doing that. And you're the first person I've ever asked this question. And it's because I think highly of you. And I think you'll answer it.
Yeah.
Whereas a lot of people won't. A lot of people kind of feel like it's a bad thing to show failure. But what's a wrong move you've made, right? What's a bad decision you've made that you changed that on its head, made it into a positive, that people can take that story and
what I did, man, I put folk in a bad situation because I shared some opinion-laced thoughts. I didn't think it was gonna work out. I didn't see it going any further. Didn't think they needed to put too much time in it, so I just boom. But
now
I ended
all of
up,
a sudden you
like
decided
I was them. Like you ever heard of they? Like I was them. So it was unintentional, and the thing was, you can get mad and you can just to push back and just go at everybody, or you can just look at the situation for what it is and say, was I right or was I wrong? Could I have handled this better?
Yeah.
And so I apologized publicly, and once I apologize, I'm done with it. But I was wrong. I apologized and kind of went forward. But it taught me that you kind of had to be a little more intentional with your words.
Right.
But I think the lesson in that is just the willingness to
absolutely
to come up and end it. Like, hey,
that's right.
Could have handled this better. Was not in no intent, ill will, or anything like that. And just apologize, because like I said, but I've seen people die on those heels, man. And fight over something they didn't intend to do.
Right.
And so, like, if I tried to do it, that's one thing.
Yeah.
But I didn't try to create an issue, and so I just apologized to everybody involved publicly, and moved on. And I think that is the important, because it was a mistake, but it kind of springboarded me, because I'm always be somebody like, look, if I'm wrong, I'll say I'm wrong. I don't have no problem with that. I want to be seen as a person who is trying to do the right thing, and I'm not gonna stand on foolishness. Like, because we mess up all the time. Like, we're doing a lot of things. We don't know everything.
No, you mess up
things
all the time. I mean,
yeah, man. Hey, man, I'm telling you, like, it's you do so many things, and so it is you learn more, you get more efficient, but there are a lot of things that need to be fixed in our city. There's a lot of problems that we can improve on. There's a lot of ceiling left that we got to push towards as a city, and there's not one right answer, and so we all trying to push and bring ideas to the table to elevate that. And but yeah, I can definitely say that. Be careful with your opinion and how you sprinkle that in.
All right, go.
Yeah, I think for me, I'm a person who is very willing to admit like a mistake. I think you hear people say, "Man, don't ever apologize for nothing." Don't ever. That's just not me. Like if I am wrong, I'll be the first one to say, "Hey, my bad. I didn't mean to do that." I done said that a lot in this building. I'd be like, "Hey, man," sometimes they'd be like, "Whatever, man." But I'd be like, "Yeah, I didn't mean to do it. My bad." I ain't got like if I'm wrong and I know I'm wrong, I don't mind saying that. I think early on, I think City Hall is a good example. Because I come in, I think I was a little bit, definitely a little rough, and probably was too critical of everything going on, and so I might attack folks unnecessarily or be a little overly critical unnecessarily instead of being willing to have conversations. Like I think I placed a lot of assumptions on people, and what I learned by just being here over time and growing up more, continue to grow, continue to develop, continuing to seek out things that I can fix and work on. And you begin to have more conversations with people, and you begin to kind of understand. All right, they weren't even doing that on purpose. Like you're reacting to something that wasn't an intention. That's somebody doing something that they weren't even aware of. Mm-hmm. So it's just kind of like taking a beat, slowing down. I can think of, I'm trying to think of one. What's a specific? I'm trying to give you something specific. I know you want something specific, but I remember. So there was a developer that was trying to do a project. They had something cooking. I thought it was good, and I spoke to the administration. I spoke to the administration about it. And so I kind of made some assumptions based on some conversations, and I was like, hey, I don't think it's gonna work out, they're gonna blah blah blah, and so that turned into a thing. I was new, so I didn't realize like you go from Clint to he's a duly elected city councilman. So the turn happens quick, and so like I get a phone call. It's like, hey, did you say such and such? I was like, yeah. He's like, well, I don't like what record? I don't like. I got my whole team. Like, we're looking for this and that, and like I was like, man, like it just to me it wasn't a big thing, but I get it. Like I was like, because there's a lot more to that, and you're putting words in somebody else's mouth, and so my opinion or my take on it is not you can't. Right, but I learned, and so I was early on, and so what I did, you got to invest at it like that. So it's like public safety, but I wanted to understand, like from law enforcement's point of view, like what are they seeing, like how are they approaching this issue, and it was a long haul. It was like 16 months, and so it was every other weekend for 16 months. So that was a long haul, and so but learned a lot, like very eye opening. I learned a lot more than I anticipated I would, and so like I said I'd been there. I've learned a lot. I've worked with the men and women there to kind of make sure that they have the resources they need. And we've been able to, whether it's grants, whether it's equipment, technology, making sure that they can be effective at their job. But taking that additional step, I wanted to just have. This is a deeper understanding because, like I said, I see public safety as the number one issue, and it's important to really invest in understanding every approach and every solution because I believe not one approach can solve it. You need public safety because there's people out there that shouldn't be allowed to just ride around and shoot people. They need to be off the streets. Anybody that's trying to harm somebody else, that's not no place for society for that. But then, you gotta look at it from where maybe that's your faith-based community. How are you dealing with hearts and minds? Like how are you getting people to value other folks? Because some of these behaviors don't happen if you value people. And so it's just a 360-degree city. We can put resources in place, programming in place to make sure, because like I said, at the end of the day, there is a parenting gap in a lot of places. That's real. And so we can't just really say, it's the parents' fault. Like, we have to, as community, how do we fill that void? And so even if it's not, that's the thing about like leadership, man, everything is not your fault. Everything is not your job, but you inherit some responsibilities to kind of bring some solutions. And that's kind of probably the best way I could say it.
Nice. All right, my last question of the day has to do with your dual career, if you will. Yeah. Noticed that you went from not just a administrator at the sheriff's office, but a duly sworn in deputy. Congratulations.
Yeah. Thank you.
And talk about what that means, right?
Yeah, so I recently had the opportunity to go through the reserve deputy program at Jefferson County Sheriff's Office. And so I had worked there with Sheriff Petway for going back to 2019. And so I've learned a lot just about the organization as a whole and the work around public safety and some of the challenges. So I do that there. I also get to serve as a city councilor. So I had this perspective as well. And at the end of the day, and I think anybody you ask, like, public safety is pretty much the number one issue that Birmingham is facing as a whole. Like our ability to win that battle is going to like completely elevate and speed the trajectory and move for upward movement of our city. And so, you look at it like that, then you look at it from, the young men are getting caught in this system. So like one thing, I was an administrator, but, I would be in the jail probably like once a week. And so you see, all these young guys, man, just in jail, in jail. Some gonna be there longer than others, and some, so it's sad because a lot of them, I would see, and kind of even working in church, you see guys will end up getting 2 felonies before the light switch goes off, and then they wanna become, and it's not too late, but you got to dig out of a hole now, and so now, a lot of times you see guys are in jail and not able to raise their kids, and so you got another generation that is kind of at risk if they don't have that support system around them. And it's just kind of being on the cutting edge. What can we do to solve for this? Like, understanding from everybody's point of view. Because I spent time on the violence intervention, studying that, going to hearing people speak about that, and seeing what can we do on that front. So we funded some things at the city to try to put positions there. And so in my mind, you need a 360-degree approach that's effective. And so you got to approach it from the guy that's out there right now shooting people. You got to find him, and you got to take him out of the community, because he can't just be allowed to go out here terrorizing folks. And that's what we've seen. Seen a lot of guys that committing multiple homicides, and they can't be allowed to just continue to do that. Yeah. And so you got to intervene there. But then also you got to get further downstream early on, and how do you prevent a kid from ever even being introduced to that path? And so it is a big problem. Like, I don't like when people just want to flatten a problem and say, oh, all you gotta do is this. There's no one solution. Like, it's a very hard problem dealing with hearts and minds of real hate, man. People hate each other. Like, why, so you have to deal with that. That's a hard issue. From a public safety, do we have all the tools and technology, properly trained law enforcement individuals in the community to ensure people can be safe in their community? And then are we doing enough early on to provide pathways for young people? And it all ties together. You see things like the Birmingham Promise, where you're making sure that pathway extends all the way through college or directly into the workforce. And so it's just kind of working all the way back. We talked about sports. Like, we want to grab them babies at 3 and 4. Like, I want them on the t-ball field. I want them being coached. I want them having community. I want them knowing somebody cares about them. And so, like, even me, I coach kids, and kids will come out there. You don't always see the parents, but you get a chance to spend time with that kid. They get to be in a positive environment. If they don't know anybody else care about them, they know I care about them. And so you got to invest in it. Like it's a signal a little stronger down the hall.
Any shout outs?
I think, man, just the District 1 community as a whole, man. I think just people are consistent, and so people want to see the same things collectively, and so it's allowed us to really work year in, year out to improve in all these areas and move the ball. Black Warrior Riverkeeper partners that really leaned in heavily with us on community cleanups, and so we're talking 20 to 30 cleanups every year, and that's
Wow.
that's not an easy ask or easy lift, and so we appreciate them because they brought a lot of value in helping us scale that and grow that to what it is now. So, man, thank you, appreciate it. Hey, mate, I think the people need to know, man, about how you working this equipment, man. It is turning yourself into a whole tech genius.
Tell them.